I am a holm oak, the holm oak from my town of Lecina. As you can see, I am very old, and for this reason my arms, my branches are corpulent. But I am going to tell you some things about my life that you may not know. A tree without flowers? You might be wondering, but it's not. If you come to see me in spring, you will see the ends of my branches full of slightly yellowish bouquets. They are my male flowers, called catkins, which produce enormous amounts of pollen, something equivalent to what you animals call sperm. My female flowers, the ones that produce ovules, are more discreet and not as visible. Then the wind in spring sprays them with the pollen that the catkins give off, and the ovules are fertilized, which a month later will be acorns. And what about our acorns? Our acorns are like the eggs of birds. They carry a small embryo and the rest of the nutritious material so that it feeds until it has its own root and its own leaves. And also, like eggs, it is protected by an envelope that prevents it from dehydrating and spoiling. Very few of our acorns give a tree, because most of them are eaten by other animals. But this, for us, is not a disgrace, because we produce a lot. And we feel happy when we hear the flocks of sheep or other animals eating our fruits, because they leave us their droppings, and this is very good for the earth. And have you considered how we feed ourselves? In reality, our nutrition is very simple. Our roots search the soil for water and a very small amount of dissolved salts. Then we climb it up to the leaves, in my case up to 18 meters high, a system without the need for a heart that amazes humans. And our leaves are wonderful. Without the work of our leaves, you animals would not live. And up there on top, with no more energy than the one from the sun, our green cells perform a miracle. With water and atmospheric CO2, they synthesize the organic matter with which we feed plants, with which we make our own branches, trunks, leaves, fruits, and with which you then feed the animals. We are very proud to be so important. Farmer friends know this very well, but it seems to me that in the cities you may have forgotten a bit, and many children believe that food simply comes from the store. To sum up, our cells, just like yours, dear admirer, basically also use glucose to survive, but in a much smaller quantity than you animals, because we spend very little energy. A secret. Do you know why we holm oak trees are so strong? Look, our leaves have very little water, and therefore we live in arid conditions where other vegetables cannot. But they are also hard and small. They withstand the heat, and when winter comes, they also withstand the cold and do not freeze. And when spring comes, we don't have to make new leaves because we have kept those from previous years. As you can see, we are very austere plants that do not waste anything. You humans should learn something from us. But before saying goodbye, let me tell you things about my youth. When I was young, what you humans call the Middle Age, and then in the following years, the trees were calm because we noticed that the CO2 produced by animals, and especially humans, was in balance with that consumed by vegetables. Because the fuels they were used were vegetables, and the CO2 that was released was the one that the trees had captured years before. But for what you call a century, more or less, you began to burn oil that was already too much, because we are not capable of absorbing everything that you emit into the atmosphere. I don't know what happens, but we see that the climate changes. We are hotter than before, and we are also thirstier. We are worried because of you. We can all have a very bad time. Do something and do it soon. And I was already very old when I spent a few years with a lot of fear, because I heard the woodcutters who cut holm oaks to make charcoal, and I thought that one day it would be my turn. I still remember the voice of Nicolas Arasanth, my caretaker, arguing with them to protect me, and also getting angry with those who wanted to climb my trunk. With him by my side, I always felt well cared and protected. But for a few years, many people have been coming to visit me, and I don't know who the caregivers are, but I miss Nicolas. Enjoy this peaceful place, my shadow of my beauty, but please do not touch me or step on me near my roots. I am an old woman. City of my companions, the trees, and take care of our atmosphere, that we all need each other.